What's up guys, MickeyMoTiOnZ here. Here's an exclusive breakdown of the new trailer of Grid 2 from Codemasters. So this is Grid 2. This game will be released in May and this is definitely a must buy this year. Here are the graphics. Now this is definitely a much more polished version of what I saw from the alpha version at Eurogamer. The track you just saw was the track I drove in Grid 2 in the pre-alpha at Eurogamer. It was a tournament to see who could get into the top 10. I'll explain a bit more about that later. As you can see, the aerial atoms at the A1 GP circuit, also known as the Red Bull Ring. Doesn't this game look absolutely amazing? I can't wait to get my hands on Grid 2 so I can play story mode. That's probably going to be the best part of this game. And let's not forget the Grid 2 physics engine running at 1000 Hz. It's going to be absolutely amazing. So there you go, there's the date, the release date, and you can pre-order it now. Check out those websites if you want. But let's do a proper breakdown. That was just a quick brief analysis of the trailer. So what we have here, several cars and racetracks which are all involved of the World Series of Racing, which is basically part of the story mode where you have to work your way up to the top and try and win this event. Now obviously this isn't a real tournament, but what they have done to add a bit of realism to it is to have ESPN coverage. So they're basically going to have updates, so you're going to have commentators talking about what's going on in this event, and especially like something like IndyCar, you know, NASCAR, just make something a little entertaining so it seems like a real proper racing event. And what they have done there is very clever. They've tried to use the experience from Codemasters with their Formula 1 series, with Formula 1 2012, Formula 1 2011 and Formula 1 2010, where the commentators, you know, ask you questions and you're basically in the experience as the driver. This is what I love about Codemasters. They always try to make sure you get the actual feeling of becoming a driver in this game. They've also done a similar thing where the garage becomes bigger as you become more successful, and obviously you will be more known and you will have a more of a media attraction, and this will all happen in the main menu. So it's just not boring as most of the other racing games out there. It's a much more interactive racing game where you can never get bored of this game. It's an absolute genius idea from Codemasters. Now of course what will happen is you're going to work from the bottom all the way to the top, and on the way you will be getting a load of sponsorship deals, and with the sponsorship deals you'll become more famous, more money will come into the team, and eventually you reach your way to the top and become famous. So we have 3 tracks here which they are advertising, and that is the Red Bull Ring, as I mentioned, the streets in Barcelona and streets in Chicago at night, which is awesome. There are a few other tracks that they have added in there, but I don't know those names. I will get those names in the future, but Codemasters have said that they will not tell us what the names of the other tracks are, unfortunately, but we will find out sooner or later. Now here's a spoiler alert. I know there's another 2 tracks in this game, and that is going to be Abu Dhabi and Brands Hatch. I did read that in a few articles somewhere, and I did see footage of Abu Dhabi somewhere. I can't remember where, but if I can find it I'll show it to you and I will do an update video for you guys. So what are the cars in the game? Well, we do have a range of cars such as open wheelers. I do know that there will be aerial atoms, as I did mention before, and Indy cars as well will be there. A few Indy cars will be there. That's going to be absolutely awesome. I can't wait to drive those cars. Another spoiler alert for the Formula 1 fans this time, and that is the engine sounds from the Indy cars will be used as the Formula 1 engines for Formula 1 2014, and that is because you have to remember both cars will have the same engines, because Indy cars have the V6, and in 2014 Formula 1 cars will have the V6 as well. So remember that. You never know, it might sound different with a different RPM setting, we may not know. So you know, that's what I think so far, but we'll see what will happen. There will be a whole load, a big range of cars such as the 1980 BMW M3, an absolute classic, and the McLaren MP4 12C. That is going to be absolutely amazing. Those different cars, you know, different variety of cars. There's going to be drift cars you can drift with, I'm pretty sure, because they did mention Japanese cars, so I'm instantly It was ringing bells in my head. Definitely is going to be drifting in the game. Now, one of the first cars you drive with is probably going to be an Alfa Romeo or a Golf. I did see a Golf in there somewhere. Also, I did see a Pagani Zonda R, if I'm not mistaken. You guys correct me if I'm wrong. I'm not an absolute expert with cars, but I do know my racing, so I may make a few mistakes here and there. So please correct me in the comments. And that's pretty much the cars I spotted. I don't really know the names of the other cars, the actual spec of the cars. If you guys do know, then please mention that in the comments. So what are the physics going to be like? Well, I say it's going to be simcade-ish, and that's just basically a mix of simulation and arcade. They've actually had a 1000 Hertz engine installed in this game, which is going to be absolutely amazing to play with. I have driven this game, as I did mention before, and it was absolutely amazing. I did make it into the top 10. What happens in the game is that there will be no assist whatsoever. The only assist that you will have is automatic gearing, but other than that, that's going to be it. So they've really concentrated and made sure that they have the hardcore gamers in mind, as well as the controller gamers as well. But you know, you can tell they've really tried to make sure that the hardcore gamers are satisfied with this kind of experience. Now, if you haven't seen this before, this is a £16,000 simulator which they use at Codemasters, and this is how they run their game to test out and see how it plays. Now, I did get to try it out. You can see that's me racing right now. I managed to get the top 10 apparently in grid 2. Whoever got the first place in this managed to get their name in the story mode and in the credits too, and I'm really eager to find out who actually managed to get that first place position, because I want to race that guy and try and become the best in the world. This was my first go. This wasn't my actual best hot lap, but I hope you guys enjoyed it anyway. Please make sure you like the video, and please make sure you comment on what you think the game will be like. And make sure you subscribe as well for more Grid 2 content and Formula 1 2013 content on my channel as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. This is MickeyMoTiOnZ. I'm out. See ya.